Hey, I'm Lydol Woodruff, and welcome to the Clarity Changes Everything podcast. People are like, wait, you sell windows and you're doing a podcast? Yes, I am, because clarity changes everything, not just in your house with your windows, but in a chaotic culture, when you find clarity, your whole life changes. So I wanted to bring on some cool people. Let's talk to them. Grab some coffee. Let's do this. Welcome. This is the very first full episode of Clarity Changes Everything. Very excited to be here in the studio today with my good buddy Roy Ponder. Roy,
thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, man. It's good to see you. How are you?
Doing awesome.
So I just want to ask you this first question to start off. You are aware of the concept behind Clarity Changes Everything and why I'm even doing this.
Oh, yeah.
What is clarity in your life? What does that look like for you? Because I'm sure your life is pretty chaotic a lot of times with the number of subscribers you've amassed for yourself and how active you are on social media, because you are probably the most documented weather person I've ever seen. Like, you give up to date.
I post a lot. Yeah.
You post a lot.
7 days a week.
7 days a week. And we thank you for that. We really do thank you for that, because what you bring clarity to our weather woes, for sure. So you're from Houston?
I am. I grew up in Houston. I had Hurricane Alicia actually went over my house. That's how I really kind of fell in love with the weather back when I was 8 years old.
Really?
It was one of those things that Category 3 hurricane, the power was out for 3 weeks, and just became awe of the weather. Just really kind of fascinated. I used to watch all 4 news stations just to watch the weather, not really to watch the news. So, yeah, just as a kid, I just really enjoyed it.
Did you actually go out and play in the hurricane?
Oh, every chance I could. Yes.
The mighty forces, man. Yeah, weather.
Same thing. It's like, what they tell you not to do, right? Where's the wind and the hurricane and the tornado, and let's go outside.
Let's go outside. Yeah, I was the exact same way, and that's actually how you and I ended up crossing paths, because I was talking to Catherine about the weather one day, because I'm fascinated with the weather, and she's like, oh, you got to meet my buddy Roy. He does this, and I hadn't heard of you at that point. This was several years ago. That's how we even came in contact, because I nerded out on the weather.
I remember.
Yeah, she's like, you got to meet Roy. What he's doing is awesome. And what you've done for yourself, the story behind it is pretty cool, because you had a regular job. You were doing the insurance thing, the grind, selling insurance. And this was, 2017?
Yeah, I was in the insurance business for 17 years, kind of like on a whim. My wife actually created PAL. It's kind of a thing on Facebook, She actually developed a page for me. So that's kind of how it all started. It was just strictly a passion of mine, and just it was an outlet that I could actually talk about the weather, versus on my regular page, I had a public page.
Right.
Because I was always on the sidelines, forecasting the stuff. And I'm like, hey, I can do this. And I was in running groups, and I was like, well, we got to end by 2:00. It's going to start raining. It's like started raining at 2:00. Says, how'd you do that? And I'm like, well, I follow the weather a lot. So,
well, yeah, you nerd out on it. So you're just documenting, what you enjoy doing. And it's cool when people can take their hobby and create something really awesome for themselves with it. That's one of the great things about the internet these days. So you did it before you decided. I want to touch on the moment that you decided to quit your job, how that even happened. Where were you at as far as how much content were you putting out? Did you have a pretty good following? I want to talk about that. And also, you didn't go to school for it, right? You're not a licensed meteorologist? What does that look like?
Well, yes. No, I'm what they call a social meteorologist, right? No formal education in meteorology. Just like I said, I started on a whim just because I love the weather. Truly love the weather. I was always in networking groups. I went to a networking group, that the one that we actually met at, which was now Master Networks. There was a guy there that had a YouTube channel, and he had a vlog. He had homeschooled all 4 kids, and hey, I have a YouTube channel. That's all I do for a living. It's like, that's fascinating. It's like, we need to have lunch. So we met, and he's like, do you think you can forecast the weather nationwide? I'm like, I don't know. Never done that before. But he's like, I think you should start a YouTube channel. I'm like, okay. Which was difficult at the time. Now, mind you, I had PAL for 2 years. Of course, I had a regular job, but still, I wasn't making any money. And I come home and I tell my wife I'm going to start a YouTube channel, which is kind of like starting all over.
Right.
Because people know me on PAL on Facebook, but they don't know who PAL is on YouTube.
Right.
And Chris was like, can't you find a job that actually pays something? Can't you actually have a hobby that pays?
Yeah, and bring home the bacon.
Like, most people don't realize this, but I was in the weather for 2.5 years without making one dime and one penny off the weather. So, but I really wasn't too concerned because, again, I had a full-time job. So, like you said, at that moment, I probably had, I don't know, like maybe 10,000 followers. I had a YouTube channel. I was doing a couple of videos a week. I was getting burnt out, but no, when I decided to quit, it was actually my former boss. We were at an Arby's drive-thru, and it's like, well, I'm going to ask you a question. It's like, hey, what do you think of when you wake up at 4:00 in the morning? What's the first thing you think of? And it's like, well, the weather. He's like, you really believe that? I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, so he's a nerd on insurance, right? It's like, James, I'm never going to love insurance like you love insurance.
Yeah.
Just like you're never going to love the weather like I love the weather. He's like, if you really believe that, you should quit your job.
And that was your manager.
That was my boss.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Like, yeah, you should quit. Like, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Let me go ask my wife. And so I asked my wife. She said, think you can make it? And I'm like, well, hey, I'm working 7 days a week. If I just did the weather 7 days a week versus kind of like halving it right now, I'm sure I can make it work.
Yeah.
So I literally went all in. I left. Yesterday, I was like, I'm going to take you up on it.
Quit your job the next day.
Yes, the next day.
The very next
The next day. Because I just left. Yeah, and then I just went back to posting about the weather and making YouTube videos. And
yes, the time were you going live for an inordinate amount of time?
Well, that's what it was. It was always because the weather has no timestamp. It's like it's 4:00. Hey James, I gotta go because there's weather coming in. It's like, well, get off at 5, Roy. So,
yeah.
And then the weekend, a lot of times it falls on the weekends. Like, when's the storm coming in? Sunday night, 10:00. Come on. So it just seems like, yes, weather can consume your life, and it can be 7 days a week, especially during active times. But yeah, no, when I went all in, it was like you said, it was such a joy that it's like, wow, I actually can stay home. I can do what I love every single day. And I can actually make a living out of it.
Yeah.
Which was like really cool. And that was the clarity moment. Like, wow, I think I really have something here.
And it's changed into so many things outside of just that and how they play together. Storm Hero. We'll talk about Storm Hero in a second, how that came about. And that's really neat. I mean, they go hand in hand. It's perfect because your thing's always been, we're here to protect people before, during, and after the storm.
Exactly.
And the whole after the storm concept is one of the other ways we got connected, because I think whenever we met, you had 4 sponsors that were sponsoring your Facebook channel for your lives and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we became the 5th. You didn't have a Windows person.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Right. 3.5 years ago, Woodruff Windows, we signed on board to support your channel and the efforts that you were doing, which is really cool, being an early adopter with you and getting to see all the really neat growth and things that you've been involved in. Tell us a little bit about Storm Hero, how that came to be, and how that really ties into your passion for helping people.
Well, like you mentioned, I have a number of partners, and which is great because obviously that helps me. It helps them. I really enjoy that aspect of it too because it's a different element outside of the weather that I'm helping companies. I kind of, I give guidance to people and I help influence people to, hey, this is a great company to use. You should use them as well.
Yeah.
And the Storm Hero came about because, like I said, I grew up in Houston, and we get a lot of lightning here. And I do make it exclusive. It's just like you've been the only window guy since day one, right? So I didn't have a storm shelter per company. I didn't have a lightning rod company as a partner. And I reached out to a couple of them. They didn't give me the time of day. And people were asking me because they asked me, it's like, hey, do you have a company for this? Do you have a company for this? Do you have a company for this? And
Right.
one of the ones that came up a lot was the lightning rod or the storm shelter. It's like, well, you're a weather guy. Like, how come there's no way like you don't have a storm shelter sponsor? I'm sorry, I don't. So I'm like you said, I got introduced to you by Catherine. She was actually my original first sponsor.
Title sponsor.
We met for lunch one day and we decided to go to business together. She's actually my business partner in Storm Hero.
Storm Hero, yeah.
So it worked out great because she was in the roofing business for a number of years. And then actually she rebranded to us, Roof Hero, and then we have Storm Hero together. So the synergy is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. What about the shelters? The storm shelters?
Yeah, the storm shelters.
Oh, it's shelters too, not just lightning rods?
Yeah, we do that. We really focus on the lightning rod systems, the storm shelters, and the surge protectors.
Okay. So the lightning rods, how many on a standard house, like a standard McKinney Stonebridge Ranch home, does it take multiple lightning rods? Are they placed in the corners of the roof?
Typically you have a down rod. You have down rods that are buried 8 to 10 feet on the perimeter of the property. Typically, might have 4 on a traditional, say, 3,000 square foot house. You have the lightning rods, which are the terminals. They're a foot high. They're typically spaced every 10 to 20 feet apart on the roof. So, again, 3,000 square foot house, like, say, 10 terminals.
Okay.
So the concept of it is it's going to be able to, absorb that energy if the lightning's heading towards your house and then redirect that energy into the ground.
Got it.
So it protects it from catching fire or causing electrical damage.
Okay.
And
do they come with built-in surge protection, or is the surge protection
that's an extra added component nowadays? If you have a newer property, 23, 24, 25, then it's code. You have to have that. It comes with the house. That surge protector on your breaker box. It's built in actually. The lightning rod obviously is not, but it's the extra layer to get you as near as 100% as possible. So if you have a surge protector and a lightning rod combined, you're about as close as 100% you're ever going to be able to get to protect yourself from lightning or catching from a surge, a wire surge or anything like that.
Got it. Okay. Every time I think lightning, I think of the Back to the Future clock tower episode.
It doesn't have to be severe. Like the other day, on the weekend, right? It stormed and there was a little bit of lightning, but it didn't take much. There was a house in it that got hit. It caught fire.
How many? Man, you guys probably see that all the time.
We do.
Is it very common?
And in fact, the appointment I just came from, she said, yeah, that house is 2 blocks down the street from me. And that's the second house in the past 6 months that got hit.
In that area?
And caught fire.
Wow.
Yeah, it becomes real when it's in your neighborhood.
Yeah. So it hits, see if I can visualize this correctly. When the lightning hits the rod, it just shoots straight to the ground and absorbs it into the ground with the down rod?
Yeah, well, it's a copper system. So
okay.
The concept of it is it doesn't matter where the lightning hits on your perimeter of the property or your roof line. It's going to get absorbed by the nearest terminal, the energy, and then redirected and driven into the ground.
Okay.
Into the down rod, which is 8 to 10 feet.
Okay.
You get past 4 feet here, there's like a lot of rock and shell and stuff. It's going to nullify anything. Just like if a house got hit next door and you had like a side strike or a side flash, you have anvil lightning that travels through the ground. As soon as it comes within your perimeter of the property, if a lightning rod system, it's going to be absorbed by that nearest down rod.
Oh, okay. What's anvil lightning?
Stuff that travels on the ground. Okay. That can hit miles and miles away. It doesn't have to be above you. It can be many miles. Lightning can travel for a long ways away. Most people don't realize that. But
really?
Oh, yeah.
So you can get struck by lightning without being directly hit? Is that
yes, correct. That's anvil lightning. That's the most deadliest lightning.
Really? Yeah, one of my family.
You ever seen the soccer players? Yeah, they're out there in the field.
I've seen them, but I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, it travels through the ground. Same concept. There was this, father and son. They were playing golf in Gunner. It was called the Bolt from the Blue. Typically they say, if you're within a 10-mile radius, ideally 25, but 10 miles, it's you or something is really susceptible to getting hit. Mm-hmm. That particular day, they were off at the golf course and they heard the thunder is 9.9 miles away. They looked up, they had blue skies. They still got hit.
Oh my God.
As soon as he was taking the club out of his thing to ready to tee off, the lightning hit the club, went straight through his heart, killed him. It went into the ground, and then his son was standing right next to him, and then he got susceptible for the side flash, and he got hit too, but is in critical condition.
Oh my gosh.
Just within seconds.
That was recently?
Yeah, it was last fall. It was about 6 months ago.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about that.
But you hear stories like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning, there hadn't been any magic formula. If it decides to hit, it's going to hit. It don't matter. It's going to take out anything in its path. Mm-hmm. And it's going to find whatever it can to dissolve its energy into. Whether that's in the ground, whether that's your house, whether that's your neighbor's house, or what have you. Right. Yeah, it's a scary thing, and sometimes it can take out a house or not catch fire, but took out the air conditioning unit, took out the rainbird system, take out the stereo equipment or the wall unit. Or
so if you have one of these lightning protection systems, your house is fully covered. Like there's no chance.
Yours about as close to 100% as possible.
Okay.
I mean, to my knowledge, there's never been a known case with a fully properly installed copper lightning protection system that a house still got caught fire. It's going to nullify that energy and zap it into the ground. That's it's milliseconds. Obviously you can't see it,
right?
But it's a peace of mind thing, right? If you have a system, it's designed to have forever. It's like gutters. Your house can get hit multiple times and still be effective 10 years from now, just as good as it was day one.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you guys started that, like a year and a half ago?
It's been this past August. About a year and a half ago in August.
How many families have you guys got to help get saved?
Well, we actually helped 180 families last year.
Nice. That's really awesome.
That was just on the lightning rods.
Yeah. What does a standard appointment look like? And you run all the sales, right?
I do.
You go personally?
I personally. Most people are like, "Well, pal, I didn't realize you were showing up." I'm like, "I told you. Yes, it's me."
Same thing happened to me. Whenever you came, it's been so much fun being a partner of yours, and it's been single-handedly one of the most really cool, beneficial things that we've done as far as community involvement and families finding out about us and us getting to help more people. Right after we did signed the partnership, you came to an installation or window installation. We did a live shoot to your following about the window install. And a customer called to set up the appointment through that video. And when I showed up at the door, she lost it. It was so hilarious. She's like, "It's the guy from the video. Oh my gosh, it's the pal guy. He's actually here. How much is it going to be? All right, chat." Like it was hilarious. So you being the person that does it, I can imagine some of the.
Yes, they don't. Sometimes they're a little, "Hey, can I take a selfie real quick?"
Of course, and you get that all the time in the community. I'm sure you get bothered all the time everywhere you go. How many followers do you have on Facebook now here locally?
It's almost 220,000.
Almost 220,000. And you know the stats on that, so you know like how many are Collin County prominent? Like,
oh yeah, well, obviously since I live in McKinney, it's a good part of them is from McKinney and Collin County. It is pretty cool that
it is.
I really can't go anywhere in public nowadays without being recognized or
you can't
somewhere.
Or if multiple times we're sitting there having coffee and people walk by, "Hey, it's the weather guy. What's up, Roy? How's it going?" It's really, really cool what you've been able to create for yourself, man. So the other thing that I really want, is there anything else you want to say about Storm Hero? Because typically what I would like to do if I have somebody on that's in the community that's offering a product or service that's very beneficial for someone, I want to give them the opportunity to share whatever benefits about it that it may be, any questions that people usually ask you at appointments, so we can get all those.
The website's mystormhero.com.
Okay.
And, the process is pretty simple. Oh, yeah. We supply you with the drawing. We do an aerial overhead shot with the drone. Mm-hmm. We give you everything to submit to the HOA if you do in fact need the HOA approval. The install process itself takes about 3 or 4 hours. So it's a pretty streamlined, simple process. If you ever had to change your roof, we would just come back out and unbuckle it from the actual shingle and then get the new roof, and then we just reattach it to the new shingle.
Which you have a Roof Hero for.
Oh yeah, which we have
Everything built there.
I mean, it's
Yeah, that's great.
Everything's pretty streamlined.
Yeah.
And
well, knowing Catherine the way that I know Catherine, I can imagine everything.
No, it works. Like I said, I do all the marketing and sales for the company. Catherine's the project manager. We have installers. We have a team. We have a system. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
It's very efficient.
And I know she anything that's the latest technology with software and apps, she's on it.
Oh, we have
she's on it.
Most people are like, "Gosh, you just made it so easy." That's the point.
Yeah, that's the point. You want to streamline it, man. As simple as we can make it for homeowners and make the process as efficient as possible, because they don't really get that experience a whole lot in home improvement these days.
Right.
People put up with a lot of stuff. So the more you can stand out for simplicity, for sure.
We are going into busy storm season, obviously. So that's about to kick off next month in March. So
yeah. So did someone schedule the appointments for you? Like they go to the website. Let's walk through the process. They go to the website.
Well, they can actually fill out the form and book an appointment.
Okay.
And everything's automated.
Okay.
It'll send out a follow-up. It'll send out, "Hey, welcome to Storm Hero." Everything's so automated.
Okay, sweet. And then you just show up and give them different packages, or is there just one main package?
Oh, I'll show up with the drawing. I'll show up with the layout, everything already.
Oh, you have it already done. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll do it ahead of time.
Okay, cool. That's easy enough.
Yeah.
And then the shelter part. So how does the shelter part
Well, we have two parts. We can do one underground, or we can do one above ground in the garage. Depends on if they live out in the country, if they live out in Anna or Blue Ridge somewhere, have say 7 acres, they got room to put a hole in the ground and put a cement storm shelter. But some people don't have that luxury. We can put it in the garage, which is totally fine. It's a stand up, fully 100% steel, solid steel.
Oh wow, like a safe,
it's like a vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like they weigh about 1,500, 2,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
They're typically built off-site. They're missile tested. They're bulletproof. They're drilled into the slab of the property. They have like 12 bolts. That's what gives it its EF5 rating.
Oh, okay.
If worst case scenario, if an EF5 ever hit the house, then that would literally be wiped off the slab, and that storm shelter would still be sitting with you inside.
Wow.
And I tell people, if someone breaks in the house, you go right in your storm shelter, because they can shoot at it all day long and they ain't getting you.
That's awesome. So you're hitting both weather protection, intruder protection.
No, it's a tank. It's like you feel safe. It's solid steel. The bolts are like that. There's like 700 of them.
Wow. Like the bolts on the Titanic. Those big old school steel ones.
It ain't going anywhere.
If it's the underground ones, how much room do you have down there? How big?
You have a little bit more room in the underground, because those are actually cement. It's a cement block, technically, not steel, since it's underground, essentially. Yeah, a lot of those are like 7x9, 6x10.
Do you have an interior decorator partner that puts couches and stuff in there for people?
We actually had a client that after we left, he's like, I kind of spruced it up a little bit. We put it in a spare bedroom inside a Frisco home. And like 6 weeks later, he put like crown molding. He'd put a couch. He put a bed in there. I'm like, okay. I mean, it was like, that's a whole nother room.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. You wouldn't even be able to tell it was a storm shelter. That's the point. It's like, yeah, I know. This is the guest room. It's like to talk about making your guests feel comfortable.
That's the ultimate in-law suite, right? That's the best in-law suite ever made. I got it for you, Granny.
You're really not going anywhere now.
And I can't hear you. Just go in there, go to sleep.
Oh, it's soundproof. Yeah, you can't hear anything in there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, cool. And anything else that you want to highlight about Storm Hero and the process, what people can expect?
We covered a lot.
Okay, cool. So another thing that we've connected on in the past that you're very, very involved in, and which I love, is Tango Charities.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to make sure we talk about this, because the impact that they've made in not just our community, but lots of communities to date, because of the expansion, has been enormous. And I've been able to be involved for several years. I first heard of Feed the City. I don't know if I told you this. Feed the City with Tango Charities. My cousin's husband was one of the first employees that they had when it first started.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, 2015, I think, maybe 11 years ago. I heard about it initially through him. And then a few years later, when we incorporated Woodruff Windows, we got to sponsor some events in Allen, Feed the City Allen, and some other ones. But Feed the City's done some really cool things. So let's talk about your involvement with Feed the City, what that looks like, what people can expect. Where does the food go is usually some of the questions.
I have two boys, and from the beginning, we wanted to do something. I always try to teach my kid life skills. So they started cooking at an early age themselves. They cook dinner for us.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things that we found with Feed the City is the whole family could do it.
Right.
Even the kids.
Yeah, it's fun.
Which was kind of unique and rare. So we made sandwiches on Saturdays in Allen for many, many years until they're like, hey, you're kind of here a lot. It's like, would you like to be more involved? And we really could use some help in Prosper. And so that's when we took it to the next step. And my wife and I became leaders, the Prosper location.
Mm-hmm.
And, Feed the City's been around 11 years now.
11, yeah.
It started off as one meal and an app on a phone.
And an app, yeah. It was Tango Tab.
It's evolved. I mean, we did 1 million meals last year. I mean,
and there's 2 Guinness World Records of most people making sandwiches simultaneously.
3 or 4 by now.
3 or 4 by now.
That's a lot. Nick is really taking this thing to the next level.
Yeah.
We're always trying to grow this, and where we now have 45 locations nationwide. We run the Prosper location. It's the first Saturday of every month at the Chili's in Prosper, and we back to back we won event of the year.
Nice.
And so we did 52,000 meals last year, and our goal is 55,000.
Nice.
And just actually this past Saturday, we just had our record day. We did over 10,000 sandwiches.
Wow, in an hour, right? Is it like it counts down? So for those of you guys that don't know, and most people in DFW have heard of Feed the City because it's been around for a long time and they've hit a lot of different pockets. But for those of you who don't know, Feed the City, explain what people can expect, how the event works, things that you need to prepare to get ready, what you're actually doing, because it's a really high energy fun.
Well, typically you bring supplies, and that means you bring a couple loaves of bread, you bring some meat, some cheese, and then you have the tangerines and the chips. Ziploc bags. We make sandwiches. We make it fun. Everything's all sanitized, and we make it's mass chaos for about an hour.
Yeah, it is.
But it's kind of cool that even they're 5-year-olds. I mean, you usually, the last event we had 290 people, more than half were under the age of 18.
Oh, cool.
Which is the cool part. We want to get the kids involved. We have a whole cheer drill team coming on the first of the month. 30 people, 30 of them.
Nice.
So that's the point. Cub Scouts, Boy Scout groups, all these organizations, you get them involved in the community when they're very young. It becomes a norm.
Creating service-minded, heart-driven people.
Mm.
Yeah, we got to have as many of those as possible for sure.
Like you said, the food goes to about 12 different locations locally, but as far as nationwide, there's probably about 250 partners now.
Nice.
And it's like you said, it's huge. It's grown, it's expanded. I think the goal is 75 locations by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow.
a big, huge thing they're doing actually this year is Feed the Country.
Oh, wow.
And so
where's that going to be?
Nick is trying to get 100 events simultaneously on one day.
All going at the
on
same time.
September 19th, all at the same time, and made 250,000 sandwiches. Wow. So if anybody wants to do like a little pop-up event, you want to do an event, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can literally get involved and do an event for just one day, one-day commitment where you can be a part of, like you said, Guinness Books of World Record, making 250,000 sandwiches in essentially an hour, like
yep.
all across the nation, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, everybody going hard at the same time. So it's Chili's in Prosper.
Chili's in Prosper.
First Saturday of every month?
First Saturday of every month.
Okay, what time do people get there?
Well, it's really from 8:30 to 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
With the doors open at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we tell them to get early because obviously it's been standing room only lately.
That's awesome.
A lot of times there's like, where do I sit? I'm like, well, you're gonna have to stand. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's been packed lately. We're kind of maxed out, but that's a good thing to have.
About how far away are you from looking for a different location?
Well, that's becomes the challenging part because they have to have it available. Obviously, Chili's, which is actually one of the longest running locations in Feed the City. It's been 6 years now. We've been at this location,
Wow.
and they open up at 8. The actual Chili's opens at 11,
Mm-hmm.
so they allow us to come in and use their facilities and put it back to how we found it. Leave no trace behind. So
Right.
after we're done, we all help out. We all help sanitize the tables. We all sweep and clean. We all help load the truck. We all, like you said, load the truck, take a group photo.
Yeah.
And then at the very last thing, we sign off on service hours.
Yeah. I love it. It is a lot of fun. And there's runners. What's really cool about it is one of the things that you have to do, everybody brings bread. Everybody brings lunch meat. Everybody brings cheese, tangerines, chips, the necessities. You have volunteers at the door taking all the stuff as you come in.
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone parties for a little while and hangs out and chats, and there's really cool music going. And then when it starts, everybody gets at tables. I'm just kind of painting a picture to what people can expect whenever you go. And there's volunteer runners that if you need more bread, you go, more.
Yeah.
They run over runners and they run bread and chips over whatever.
Typically bring everything to them.
Yeah, and you're just knocking out sandwiches and bagging stuff up. Man, it's a fun rush. And when you get done and you look at all this food, this immediately.
Well, what's happened lately is a lot of people's been bringing a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
Which at the end of the day, the more food you bring, the more sandwiches we can help make with the more people we can feed.
Yeah.
So if you have the capability or the means to bring more than what's expected, by all means do. Right? We had people coming in with garbage bags of pho, which was like, what is going on here? Yeah, literally 10 slabs of meat.
Oh my gosh. And dedication.
Or 10 things of cheese or 20 bags of chips. I'm like, hey, we'll take it. If you can bring it, take it. We'll take it. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so they have it set up to where there's a few local organizations that come to the place when it's done to pick up all the food and then distribute it, right?
Technically it gets eaten that day.
Wow.
I mean, it's our location gets picked up, Plano gets picked up the same day. And by noon, 1 o'clock, there's events happening where they're delivering the food and where it gets eaten that afternoon. It's quick.
Yeah.
It doesn't go to waste.
Yeah.
So
if you want to find a location, you just go to Tango Charity's website, right? I'm putting a Feed the City, and there's all kinds of different options. And
yeah, there's an event going on every single Saturday.
Every Saturday.
I mean, there's Allen, Prosper. There's 7 in Collin County. Feed the City Collin County is another page that my wife started to have all 7 locations in Collin County on one site. So we always update on that. Feed the City Collin County on Facebook.
Does Nick still come?
We're going to say be at one event at a time, but he's usually typically at an event every Saturday somewhere.
Yeah. Man, that guy, he never ceases to amaze me.
Oh, he's action-packed.
Man, that guy can pull some stuff off. Just thinking about all the things he does makes me nuts.
Well, we can relate because, my passion for the weather is just like his passion
to be of service.
He's like, no, I live, eat, sleep, breathe this.
Yes.
I have a full-time job. It's like, you realize me, you, anybody within Feed the City Tango Cherries doesn't make a dime.
Yeah.
They do it solely because they want to and they to give back. And even Nick, Nick don't make money. This is his hobby. It's, we have to do private events just to kind of, because everybody has bills. Right. There's still overhead that comes along with all this. And a lot of the private events help cover that. In fact, we're doing one next month to help them out doing a private event. And that cost, they typically pay for that. And that money goes back into Feed the City to help cover just monthly overhead.
Yeah.
Well,
the principle states, givers gain, right? Unless they want to.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's, the more locations you have, the bigger you get, the more money it takes to make it keep going.
Yeah. And you said 45 now.
There's 45 locations.
Wow, it's amazing to see how much it's grown.
Yeah, like you said, it started off with one.
Yeah. I think it was the one by SMU, right? Wasn't it down near University Park where they had the first one? or is park
But
lane?
the cool thing is it's all volunteers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So there's transition, there's life happens. I think there's three leaders that recently had to do something else, right? So
yeah,
it happens.
yeah.
We're all here to help. So, but it's just one of those things. There's a lot to keep going, and the more people that can help step up and want to be involved, then we're here.
Yeah. Are your boys still involved?
Oh yeah, they come every Saturday.
Yeah.
They come on Saturdays. They're there. In fact, when we went to Asia this past a couple months ago, they led the event for us, which was
That's awesome.
actually really neat.
And
They
you
knew
still,
exactly what to do.
of course. Well, that's in their DNA now. Yeah. How old are your boys?
They're 17 and 20 now.
17 and 20. Yeah.
But we've got pictures. We first started going when they were 8 and 9 years old.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got to get them young, man. It becomes a part of them for sure. And you still post when you're on vacation.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing about it is, the weather is 24/7.
Yes, it is.
And I know on vacation I don't post as much, but my wife knows.
Yeah.
She knows me. She's like, "Hey, you're gonna do it. Just do it."
It's really awesome how supportive she was, man. That you had that encouragement and support and belief. And
The life gets in the way sometimes. It's like, hey, we got this big event on Thursday. I went, oh, Thursday? That's when the storms were coming.
I want to be going live for 12 hours.
It gets challenging sometimes. Life. You have to. Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The weather doesn't stop. It's going to happen whether you're involved or not. But obviously, I don't like to miss anything.
And with how detail oriented, for those of you guys that don't follow Powell Ponder on Weather, follow him, especially if you are into the weather, because the levels that you take it, going live in the morning in your home office and reporting live throughout the entire day, giving like almost intersection to intersection updates. It's almost like Virginia Parkway in 10 minutes. Watch out for the big flood. Like
you always saw storm season's coming, right? So we know this is the most active time of year. March 15th to June 15th. This is like prime time.
Yeah.
You can almost set your watch to it that we're going to have a severe weather event, the middle of March. It pretty much happens every year.
Yep.
So it's Texas, it's going to happen.
And you have your own app now too, right?
I do.
Yeah. And that came out, a year ago? Have you had it a year yet?
Yeah, about a year, a little bit over a year.
What's all the functionality? Is there some unique features about the app? Why should people download your app?
Well, it's a cool little free app.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. It's cool and free.
There's not too many bells and whistles on it. It's kind of cool to have. I call it Pal in a pocket.
Oh, that's cool. Pocket Pal.
Pocket Pal. Yeah, it's just a kind of a go. It's an app, right? So granted, I don't put the forecast on there. So, but it is my app. I still think it's accurate. My app's accurate.
Yeah, and you got a lot of cool merch too. Don't you have like rain gauges for the?
I've got rain gauges. Got a ton of rain gauges. I'll be talking about those because I still got a bunch of them actually.
Well, let's move them, hey, guys. Get some rain gauges.
You kind of need rain.
Yeah. Of course, it's been a weird winter. It's been a weird winter, D. What is going on? Why has it been so weird? This is like beautiful.
Yes, I know, right? Very mild. We had our one little stretch of ice event, but other than that, it's very mild. Obviously, winter. It started off really nice. It's like the first week of December. It was like